Good afternoon, traders. It is Tuesday, June 10th, 2:01 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to another video with Digital Goatz Academy. I'm your host, Antoine Farrar, and welcome to our market overview segment. So right now, what I have displayed right now is SPX or S&P 500, as the stock market calls it. So it did have a bullish move this morning. Um, let's see. Let's just kind of talk about what took place pretty much during this New York session. Well, I guess we can just go into what's been happening since Sunday up until this point. So we did have a gap Sunday, right? The market basically was trying to find support. Now, I already had this area established before. I had this consolidation zone already marked off in the market. So what I was expecting, which it held true, the market was bouncing off this consolidation zone. And as you can see, since yesterday, we've been basically trying to test this zone over and over and stuff. So yesterday it spiked up. What was that? Around 10 o'clock, right? So around 10 o'clock it spiked up. The market got brought down during London, pretty much pushed all the way back down into that consolidation zone, and then brought the market back up pre-New York, going into New York. Now it did do some funny business around like 11 o'clock. So what you see right here is just pretty much the market has been trending up, but making these pushes down, which I've talked about that before. If you've been, following my videos, like I've talked about that the buy, it's going to be a little tricky, but it's trying to basically change your bias into believing that the market is actually selling. So we've already had our confirmations that the market is buying up. I already know that it's going to try to force the market down with volatility spikes or stop hunts. So that's what it looked like it did this morning around like 11 o'clock. As you can see, the market actually snapped down again around at the open of the 2 o'clock candle. So the 11 o'clock candle, the market, I think it was like 11:30. It pushed all the way back down to 4 o'clock, the 4 o'clock candle. So right now, what we have is the 2 o'clock candle. We're seeing if it's testing the 11 o'clock candle, which I do believe that it is, or if it's going to try to like force the market down a little bit more to create, I don't know, some support and then push the market back up. Yeah, so that's what it looks like it's doing because we have our support structure over here. So I always emphasize like look at the market from different views. Like you can't really understand the market if you're only looking at it from one way. So look at it from a line chart, look at it from the Hakanashi candles, look at it from the candlestick pattern, especially if the candlestick pattern is a lot of noise or a little bit confusing to you. Like just change it so you can see the differences and how the market is moving so you can get a clear picture. That's what I do, and I can only go off of what I personally do as a trader that helps me excel, right? So right now, 2 o'clock has been bearish. What I'm thinking is that 3 o'clock is going to reverse the market. So I mean, we'll kind of see. If anything, you should have been out the market by like 12 o'clock, unless you had a position that you were waiting for. But I wasn't waiting for this position, but I do think that it is going to respect the top of this zone right here. So now that we do have information. So this was the stop hunt earlier. And right now, you see how the market, like, even though it pushed down there, it stopped at this line. Now, I didn't know it was going to come back to this position, but if you just look at it, it makes sense. This is a break of structure. It tested within this consolidation pattern, right? So consolidation right here, sideways motion, pushed up, brought the market back down, right? To test within the consolidation. And now this looks like the test to test the top of the consolidation, if not the previous high off of this move that the market did earlier this morning from 4 a.m. until pretty much 12, but you might as well say 11 because it did that quick snap to the downside. But yeah, I think it's just testing this candle in order to create structure on this right side of it. And then the market's going to turn over. So we can probably consolidate here up until 5 o'clock. I don't know why, like my brain just stopped there. Up until 5 o'clock. And then the market after it's reset, we'll probably like gap up or, you know what I'm saying, consolidate right there if we don't have another push up. I'm hoping that we get another push up just to clarify because I do want this structure to be broken right here. That way, so we can know that, yeah, the market is trying to buy up versus like just closing right here. But I still think that we're bullish. Even if we close right here, I still think that we're bullish, but I would like for it to break this resistance that you see around like 60, like 6,035. That's where the structure is at to me. So we get that break, especially if we get that break before the end of the day, the trading day today, that's going into 5 o'clock. That'll clear that daily candle. Well, I guess we already did still break above the previous daily candle. So yeah, as long as the market stays like this, like I'm still confident in the buy. It's just how is it going to retest this next daily candle? More than likely, it's going to, depending on how this candle closes, it's going to want to retest like 100% of this candle. So we'll just see. This seems like the market is trying to consolidate, which is good because what have I always talked about when we see consolidation after a move? You see consolidation after a move, the expectation, especially on a higher time frame, the expectation is that the market should continue pushing in that direction. So I do think that we're still bullish for the rest of this week. We do have CPI data that's coming out on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I definitely caution every trader around opening bell. It might be 8:30. I didn't look at the time that that data drops, but it's normally open in New York. So more than likely 8:30, if not, definitely opening bell. So definitely caution yourself if you're trading tomorrow. And just understand the market's going to try to manipulate you. Wherever you get in, you kind of gotta, especially, I mean, we're talking about indices, so wherever you get in, you kind of got to wait and see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's just protect your account, obviously, but you kind of got to wait and see what happens if you jump in prior to. Now, my recommendation is to wait for all the noise clears out because it'll give you a better, it'll give you more clarity on what the market is trying to do as far as its direction. But again, everybody's their own independent trader. The only thing I say or recommend is just be safe. So US 30, let's look at it. US 30 did a move similar. So this is why I like trading US 30 in conjunction with S&P. You do this with Nas, you'll probably blow your account, but S&P and US 30 tend to move similar during their market cycles sometimes, so they don't really be too aggressive against each other, you know what I'm saying? But you can enter in S&P and then you can possibly enter in US 30 for a buy and they both turn over positive around the same time. NASDAQ, in my experience, hell no. I wouldn't even dare try it, yo. So that's why I like looking at these two specifically because I can take options from either or if one of them is not ready for me to trade. You see what I'm saying? So S&P the same thing. Did I annotate? Well, I can kind of walk S&P, I mean US 30, my bad. US 30 the same thing. I can kind of walk US 30 down a little bit better because I had an well, one, this was our expectation from what was it? Sunday. Yeah. So going into Sunday, the market did gap down. It was somewhere over here, right? That's why this candle looks kind of funny. So you see this candle where my cursor is highlighting? The gap was somewhere over here. I didn't annotate it, but I just knew that the gap was there, right? So the market created a selling candle, brought the market down slightly, pushed the market up around London, and then obviously going into New York brought the market down. Just makes sense, right? It brought the market down to do what? For support, to create support. Now, this was an area I had already had annotated. This was two areas. This was what I was telling my community based off of this move, right? I said that I'm looking for the market to come all the way back down to this position, which it didn't, right? Now there's a possibility it could still want to try to push down to these lower levels, but I don't think that we're there yet. We would have to see what it does first, and I think it's going to break out before it comes down. So it created support, right? I expected the market to come all the way down. Now it played people because like, well, it did a fake out around 9 o'clock, and then 9:30 it actually brought the no 10 o'clock it actually brought the market down, right? So it closed bearish at the 9 o'clock candle, 10 o'clock candle brought the market down even further, almost to the area we were expecting the market to buy off from. But almost is still close enough. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we expected that and we saw a wick rejection there, I like to see that. And you can see the structure is closing higher and higher. You see what I'm saying? Structure. Line chart right here, right? Structure closed right here. That created support. Then it closed, and you can see it closed higher than this previous low right here, right? What do we call that? Higher low. This is a higher low. So what is the market doing? It's building higher lows. We don't have a higher high yet, but we do see that the market is building higher lows. We reverse here, we're obviously building a higher low. You know what I'm saying? Now, just walking it down again some more. What my expectation was, I ended up drawing this after the market came back down here. But I did look at this wick right here. What is this wick? This is stuff that we have to know as traders. This wick is a previous high where my cursor is circling, right? That's a previous high. I looked at that. I at least mentally annotated that. I didn't mark it until the market did it, but I at least mentally annotated it in my head to say that I want to see the market come back down there. I did want to see it come back down there. I wasn't sure. This is where the move was, right? The market pushed up 9 o'clock. We did have this move. Okay, so this is going into today, right? So the market pushed up. I took my profit, and then 9 o'clock, it brought the market all the way down. No, not 9 o'clock. London, it brought the market down. But I was expecting, I wasn't expecting, but I wanted to see the market retest here instead of this shallow retest. This is where they trap people because you say buy and you think that the market is going all the way up here and then it brings the market all the way back down here. But you should annotate that, either put like, some form, like I know it off the top of my head now, like to expect that. So when I got out and I saw what it was doing, of course, like I bought still a little bit higher, but it's like when it happens, it's like, man, you just got to be patient, right? You just got to be patient and let the market show you a little bit more, just to get more clarity, which still didn't put us in jeopardy at all. We were definitely where we needed to be, but you see, it tested this previous high right here. Market pushed up, creating structure. So now we have structure on the line chart, which is on the hour time frame. So we can see that we got a valley. Let me see what it looks like on the hour. Yeah, we can see that we got a dip or a valley, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to say. And we're just waiting for what this 2 o'clock candle is trying to show us. But the fact that one, if I brought this all the way back down, I mean, all the way to the left side, you can see, is that not support unless the market breaks through here? Is that not support? That's definitely support. So right now it's consolidating. I think that it is going to respect the previous high, whatever it's trying to test right now, and then push up. But this is what we've been doing. We've just been walking it down, yo, and every opportunity is giving us the buy. We've been taking it, but obviously get out knowing that the market could retest, especially like since it's just been consolidating. So all it's been doing is consolidating. But again, this is consolidation after a move. If it is going to come down, I think that it's going to break higher before it decides to come down. So I like that it's still maintaining above this zone from, was this last week? Yeah, the zone from last week. So that's when the market sold off last week. Well, act like it wanted to sell off. That's when we were pretty much fighting for our lives on, I think it was Tuesday through Thursday. And then Thursday, it finally brought the market down. And then Friday, the market actually bought back up. So, yeah, like it's still maintaining above this previous resistance. I like that. It's above this resistance zone over here. So again, we just have to consider that we're still buying up and just understand the way that the market is moving. So That's all I got. One, I don't think I need to go into cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin, you see that it hit a high of 109 today. So it's still showing that, yeah, we're on a bull run. That tech rally is here to stay. So any move down to me just seems like a move up. And I know it may seem like vicious, and that's between indices and cryptocurrency. So I'm obviously look at the market cycle for whatever crypto token that you're trading. I don't recommend trading Bitcoin unless you just got it like that. It's just too expensive now and volatile, I think, for people to trade. But for, I mean, for retail traders to trade. But on the investing side, so say you made some capital trading this week, right? And you know that Bitcoin is about to go on a run. Smart thing to do would be to put it in whatever crypto wallet you have and let that grow a little bit and then withdraw. You see what I'm saying? So there's ways to still invest or trade within cryptocurrency without actually doing it on foreign exchange, or I don't even know if you can do it in the stock market. I'm sure you can as far as like options trading maybe, but I think that's just crypto trading. Well, let me not, go off on a sidebar tangent. And I guess, we'll peek at the NASDAQ just to see if it's similar to its brother and sister. To me, the NASDAQ looked the cleanest out of the two. I might have to start messing with it. Yeah, the NASDAQ broke above this consolidation zone that I had. This was the bearish doji that I had, and it finally, oh yeah. Oh yeah, the market's about to pop up, especially the NASDAQ. So this is something that I spotted of my own design, a bearish double doji. We'll talk about that if we come across it. I actually thought I saw one last night, but I don't think it was. And if it was, it wasn't on a strong time frame. This was like on a 4 hour, I think. So if the market comes back to this pattern that I've discovered, it's gonna obviously violate it, break it. And it did that. So you see it didn't break it at first. That was the retest to confirm that it was gonna buy up. This is just well, you might as well say that is, but to me, seeing it as a trader myself who has experience, to me, this was the pullback signifying that, yeah, we're on the bull run. This is just a correction, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that we just can't go straight up from here. We have to correct. We have to, make force traders out of their position, also take stop losses. But yeah, to me, the NASDAQ is about to blow through the roof. Is this the high of the NASDAQ? Yeah, the NASDAQ might make a new high this week. Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, the NASDAQ might make a new high this week. So I definitely recommend investors out there, if it's going to make a new high, what do you think that's going to do to the stock market that's powered by NASDAQ? Think about it. Think about it, traders. But that's all I got for today. I'll catch everybody in our live trading segment, which will be tomorrow, early in the morning during New York, obviously. So I'll drop that to my community. But again, as always, if you find value in this video, definitely make sure you hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. It definitely has been helping the channel grow. I appreciate everybody that has been consistently coming back and supporting the channel. It has not gone unnoticed. So I will catch everybody on our next trading segment, which, like I said, is tomorrow. And this is Antoine Farrar signing out. Peace.